To play that character out from your hand as well, so that Bonnie can be played out. But we fire off. Here we go, both players. First turn did not really get anything done. Now on our GOPS, 3 Don turn, and we're just going to swing 8 into life and pass back over to Mohammed, our Bonnie player, and see how he can get on now with this 4 Don turn. And there is a nice gold Bonnie Don there at the top of those that Don deck. Lots of pizza, making me feel a bit hungry now.
Yeah. Such delicious Dons, and now I noticed the Bonnie player, and wow, that's unfortunately for Marco, because that Bonnie player is a very good player. He, I'm not sure what event, I think it was Toulouse Regional, where he was the Swiss winner. So this is one of the best Bonnie players that I know. He's such a good Bonnie player, and yeah, this one is not going to be easy. And look at this. We see that new 3-cost Bonnie, the altered version, also a beautiful card now on board, very important. And wow, that's a 5-cost GARP. Yeah, you need to read this card, because yeah, this card is from EBO2. On play, give up to 2 rested Don cards to your leader. Very strong ability. So your leader ability is triggered. And then activate main. You may rest this character. If your leader is Monkey D. GARP, carry up to one of your opponent character with a cost of 1 or less. I don't need to explain it. -2 by using your lead ability. That Bonnie is a 1 cost. Use your GARP ability, and bam, KO.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost doing something as Rush coming out, sort of activating that main ability is you're able to fire that off even the turn a character is played, meaning that that GARP comes out and is able to deal with something 1 cost or less, and having that 2 Don underneath the leader, reduce that Bonnie by 2 cost, reducing it to 1, and that GARP has already done a good job coming on board. 6,000 power body, but at the same time getting rid of that blocker. So yeah, good work. Up to 6 Don now for Mohammed, and he is now deciding how to deal with this now. Again, it's going to be really interesting. As we say, it's the element of surprise, isn't it, when you play a deck that you're not familiar with, and always going to be difficult to navigate playing a deck like GARP. Drops the Cavendish. Cavendish restands the 2 Don and manages to get out that blocker that we were talking about earlier on. New introduction in OP12, Kushiro, which is if your slash attribute character with a cost of 5 or less other than this character will be carried by your opponent's effects, you may rest this character instead. And Cavendish is a slash type character, so will definitely be protected from that GARP's activate main effect of KOing.
Absolutely, that's a strong combo. So the perfect play here for Mohammed with his Bonnie deck, to have that Cavendish into Kushiro is very important, because now Marco with his GARP deck needs to get rid of first of the Kushiro and then of the Cavendish, and that's not easy, because yeah, you don't have 10 Dons. Yeah, you only have, I think now 7 Don or 6. Yeah, 7. So
yeah, he's on his 7 Don turn.
Yeah, it's really not that easy. But I see another GARP in hand, so yeah, you can play him out. 2 Don under the leader, and then give the Koshiro -2. Use 1 GARP to get rid of him, and then maybe something else. But let's see. Okay, there is a GARP. So for 5 Don, 2 Don under leader, then ability -2, and GARP ability, you can rest him to KO 1 cost or less. And now with 2 Don, is he going to be able to get rid of the Cavendish also? This would be very nice. But yeah, the hand doesn't look like it. So he's swinging 7k. Yep. Lead ability from Bonnie, that is very important. Rest that GARP, and yeah, he passed his turn with 2 Dons up.
Yeah. Again, dealing with that protection on board there was really important. So Mohammed's really going to have to find an answer now. Is he going to be able to protect this Cavendish for another turn? Can he drop something bigger? And obviously, the more Don that comes on the board, the more challenging this gets for Mohammed. With Marco now having 2 bodies on the board that can KO a 1 cost or less. And it just means sometimes it's just about distributing that Don accordingly to be able to get that GARP character, both those GARP characters, to be able to deal with whatever might be played.
So a card like the 5-cost Carrot can help you a lot in this matchup, because on play and when attacking, one of your opponent rested characters with a cost of 7 or less is not getting active, so could be important. But he decided to play that 8-cost Mihawk.
Yep.
And yep, you can just play him out for 4 Dawn, because
yeah.
he's standing 4 Dawn. That's such a strong ability.
Yeah. Just had to sort of indicate that he was resting that other 4 Dawn and restanding it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you've got 8 Dawn, you're resting the 4 because 4 are restanding with that Mihawk. Such a strong card. Plays out the Bonnie Searcher, searches out a Scratch Mana Poo, and now will attack with that Cavendish. 6k into 6k and restanding 2 Dawn here. So back up to 4 Dawn active. Amazing how literally you've played that Mihawk for 2 Dawn.
Oh yeah, it's so crazy.
Once you consider that Cavendish swing as well.
Such a strong card. And now a big swing coming into the GARP. And now let's see, that is a Red Hawk. Also very OG card from OP1. Yeah, give one of your leader or characters plus 4,000, and then KO one of your opponent character with 4,000 power or less. And of course, that Bonnie Searcher with 1,000 power is gone now, and you also protected your GARP. So very, very important. And now we can see a huge turn now from GARP. Not on 10 Dawn, that's unfortunately for him, because yeah, he lost the dice roll, so he needed to go first. But if he's going to be able to get rid of both characters, especially out of this Cavendish, because we know Cavendish one of the best cards in Bonnie, then this could be huge. So yeah, let's see. Huge turn now.
Yeah, let's see. As you say, just 1 Dawn shy of that 8-10 cost secret rare Kuzan from being dropped. The Kuzan SEC has a huge impact the minute it hits the board, especially when you've got those 2 GARPs on the board as well. With its your turn, give all your opponent's characters -5 cost, and if you chain 2 of them, they both stack up on top of each other, so you give your opponent's characters -10 cost, and on play it KOs one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 0 as well. So again, can have some good synergy. Once it's on the board for a turn, it really does make it difficult to be able to deal with.
Ooh.
But here we go. So Shirahoshi comes out.
Yep, -4. On play, give one of your opponent characters -4 cost. And it's also a blocker, so a very strong card that we saw back in the days as a tech card in BY Luffy, where BY Luffy was one of the best decks that Shiroshi was doing such a great job in combination with that Rocket Luffy. But now we see it also in GARP. Oh, wow, look at this.
Wow, okay, it's attaching all 5 Dons. That's going to be -1 Don on the Mihawk, and it gets KO'd by just resting that Monkey D GARP.
Yep.
We've got 10 swinging in to that Cavendish, which is 6,000 power.
10k into 6, so you need to counter this one out, otherwise you will lose your entire board. And
yeah, he has to find.
He has to. 3 2ks now, and that's such a huge turn. Even if he protected this, you get rid of 3 2ks from your opponent's hand. And look, yep, the new Zoro 2k, Tashigi 2k, and in 1 cost Apu. So wow, that's a strong turn. And also you have your protection with your blocker Shiroshi now, so your GARP are still going to be on board. But a huge card could be, obviously 10 cost Doflamingo to rest your opponent's leader and 2 GARPs, so 3 GARPs should be freezed for the next turn, and you still have Cavendish, so you can swing.
Yeah,
and 2 Dawn.
Yep.
And you have your lead ability also open. So yep, this is the turn that we are going to see now. 10 cost Doflamingo, then 6k swing, goes through 2 Dawn up, and yeah, pretty sure he's just going to play another blocker here or just use the lead ability.
Yeah,
but yeah, he decided to bring the blockers out, what make the blocker out, Kushiro, what makes sense. And wow, freezed triple GARP, that's really, really rough.
Yeah, and more importantly, protecting that Cavendish from KO effects with that blocker coming out as well. So yeah, really good.
Joker-TCG паника! Залепи я! Нови 8-часови пачове за пъпки. Бързо решение. Невидими върху кожата. Видимо намаляват пъпките само за 8 часа. Нови 8-часови пачове за пъпки. От Гарние, естествено.
Turn there from a hand, but it was essential to get that 10 cost Flamingo out. I think anything else would not have been enough.
Yeah, I agree. Wow, this is tough now.
Yeah, what can Marco do here now? 10 on turn. You've got nothing that you can attack with unless you want to use a Shirahoshi blocker, which
Oh, it's not that easy. The position now is hard because, yeah, that's what changed with Bonnie. Back in the days, against Black, it was so tough for Bonnie to play this matchup. But now with all the protection that you have with your Tashigi, with your Kushiro, as you can see, it's not that easy to deal with. Now we see one Don under leader ability, give him -1, and then Brook on play -1, and then KO 0 cost. And oh, look at this, honestly impact, and that's such a strong card that we only see in Kobe now. Also in GARP, give up to one of your opponent characters -4,000, and then KO up to one of your opponent character with 6,000 power or less. So wow, blocker and 10 drop are gone. Huge turn.
yeah, absolutely. Being able to play the Brook and Honesty Impact on the same turn there was very smart there by Marco indeed. Being able to deal with that blocker and that 10 cost Doflamingo, so that's really going to have an impact here on Mohammed. Starts off with a 5k swing from leader. Knowing Marco's now got a limited number of cards in hand, he is trying to sort of force through some pressure. Honesty Impact is such a good utility card, isn't it? I mean, you give -4,000 and then you KO one of your opponent's characters 6,000 power or less. You don't necessarily have to give the -4,000 to the same character you're KOing, so it can really work and able to deal with a couple of characters at once, can't it? But as we've mentioned, here comes the 8 cost kid that we're so used to seeing in green decks.
Exactly, yeah. A-cost kid also very important. Now we see an 8k swing, probably into leader to make some pressure here. And he decided to restand 2 Don. And now 1 Don for Kid, 1 Don for leader ability. That could be the play. Now the question, is there a target for Kid? No, and that's very unfortunately for him.
That is. You'd love to see that Bonnie being played, that 3 cost Bonnie at this particular point, but obviously not available in hand, or worried that it can be dealt with. So let's have a look. 10 Don turn for Marco here. What can he do to deal with this? He's got 1 life. He really needs to think about that. Kid's going to be able to swing next turn. The Cavendish, 10 Don available. The leader will swing with Cavendish still around. That's a 12 Don turn. What are you going to do here? You can't swing into the Cavendish. Do you try and eliminate it now? That's the question.
That's the question. The problem is, yeah, we see a 10 cost Kuzan in hand, but with 1 life and that board, that Kuzan is not going to help. If you have more life, then yep. But now you need to play something that is giving that kid minus. Because the lead ability is not going to help. Yeah, you just can reduce the cost of one of your opponent characters if he has 7 or less cost, and that kid is on 8. So maybe swing with Brook, give kid -1. But oh, it's another Honesty Impact. And
wow,
this is a huge card now.
Back-to-back Honesty Impacts. Still 4 Dawn open. You can attach those Dawn to the GARP. To the leader, and one of your GARPs there can deal with that Cavendish as well.
Exactly, but the problem is only 4 Dawn left, 1 life, and you don't have a blocker on field, and you need to play around Holy Jones. Yeah,
yes,
that's the problem. So yeah, that's maybe just swing 5 here and double 6 into Cavendish, or at least 1, because he's going to use the lead ability from Bonnie. Or is he going to try to get rid of Cavendish and then just pray that there's no Holy Jones coming?
Yeah, that's going to be the worry here, isn't it?
It is.
He's not going to be able to deal with the leader swing and a Holy Jones, even if he does deal with a Cavendish here. So how does he distribute this? Well, okay.
Yeah, big
Keep
swing
games.
here from Brook.
Yeah, rests one of the GARPs. Takes the life. Cavendish goes.
Yeah, he just needs to pray that there's no Holy Jones coming, because otherwise, yeah, not that easy to survive, because as we can see in the hand, 4 bricks. I see a Radical Beam, but Radical Beam is not enough because you don't have a Don. There's
Yeah.
one card that we already saw, and you know, Taj, this card could be the game-changing card. It is Red Hawk Trigger. Minus 10,000 power could be huge, but
Yep.
yeah. The question is, does you have it in life? And also, Mohammed can play around it. Just swing with your leader first, and then with Holy Jones. Let's see if we
Yep.
have that Holy Jones. Yeah, he's swinging 7k.
He's going 7.
Yep.
He's gonna play a Holy here now.
Oh no! There's a Red Hawk.
Oh, yep.
Oh no! There
we
was a
go.
Red Hawk in life.
Ouch. That is painful. That is
Wow.